The story of the Oklahoma City Thunder this season feels less like the arc of a young NBA team and more like the rise of a cinematic dynasty. It begins with the strangest twist imaginable. Jaylen Williams, a crucial piece of their championship core, hasn't played a single second. The team has been without multiple all-defensive wings, missing key rotation players, and navigating a brutal schedule that would crumble most contenders. 7 of their first 12 games came on the road, many against heavyweights who expected to test them early. Instead, those tests turned into statements. The Warriors, the Lakers, the Rockets teams with stars, experience, and pedigree were all brushed aside as if they were nothing more than warm-up drills. The Thunder did all of it without their second-best player, without the structure that won them 68 games and a title, and yet they stand at 12-1, boasting the best record and the best defense in basketball. Nothing about this should be normal, and yet for Oklahoma City, it feels inevitable. That inevitability has a face, and right now it belongs to Shai Gilgeous, a player performing with such effortless brilliance that it looks unfair. There are nights when he scores 30 in 3 quarters, then calmly sits the fourth because his work is already done. There are stretches when he strings together personal runs that flip games on their heads within mere possessions, leaving opposing stars staring at the scoreboard in disbelief. His shot selection is deliberate, his pace is unbreakable, and no defender has figured out how to disrupt his rhythm. He glides to his spots as though the court bends around him, uses footwork that feels improvised yet surgical, and elevates for mid-range shots with a smoothness that borders on artistry. What's even more dangerous is how he has expanded his range. The pull-up jumper, once the last missing piece, is now a weapon that forces defenses to play him higher, tighter, and more desperately than ever. Every adjustment opponents attempt only opens new lanes, new reads, and new pathways for him to carve up a defense with terrifying consistency. His scoring is one thing, but his growth as a playmaker has elevated Oklahoma City's offense into something far more potent. He manipulates defenders now instead of reacting to them, sees rotations before they happen, and throws passes that unlock shooters, cutters, and weak-side movement with the timing of a master conductor. It is no exaggeration to say he has become the NBA's most reliable superstar, the engine that ends games early and forces coaches to empty their benches before the final buzzer. But what makes this Thunder team feel different, what makes them feel historic, is that Shai no longer has to tackle these battles alone. In the background of his brilliance, Chet Holmgren has undergone an offensive transformation that nobody expected to see so soon. His mid-range touch has become a security blanket, his pump-fake floater a nightmare for switch-heavy defenses, and his confidence against mismatches has skyrocketed. He punishes switches, ducks into soft spots behind defenses, and stretches the floor with pick-and-pop threes that now drop with routine accuracy. The result is absurd efficiency, nearly 19 points per game on 71% true shooting, numbers reserved for the most dominant bigs in basketball history. What makes this leap even more meaningful is how it changes Oklahoma City's identity. Last season, if Shai wasn't spectacular, the offense could stall. Now, on nights when his rhythm dips, Chet can casually pour in 25 and stabilize everything. He has become their offensive release valve, their matchup nightmare, their second star who protects them from volatility. And while his scoring blooms, his defense is as suffocating as ever, anchoring schemes that completely erase star players. That defensive backbone is the most frightening part of this story. Even without Jaylen Williams, without Lu Dort, and without multiple elite wing defenders, the Thunder still own the #1 defense in basketball. They communicate like a veteran unit, rotate with machine-like precision, and swarm ball handlers with a mobility and intelligence few teams can replicate. The numbers are staggering. A 103.8 defensive rating despite constant injuries, a 4-point improvement from last year's already historic defense. They held Luka Doncic, one of the greatest offensive weapons alive, to a night so inefficient it looked fictional. They blitzed him, hedged him, switched onto him, and funneled him into the long arms of Holmgren repeatedly, choking off the paint and forcing him into shots he rarely settles for. And they did it without Dort, their best Luka defender. Instead, Cassie Wallace stepped in and played with the tenacity and balance of a seasoned stopper, absorbing contact, sliding through screens, and making Luka work for every inch. When a team can replicate elite defensive performances, no matter who is missing, it stops being luck. It becomes a system, a culture, a foundation capable of carrying a team through the longest, hardest stretches of an NBA season. Depth is the final layer of this astonishing early season masterpiece, and AJ Mitchell has emerged as its breakout revelation. A second-year guard who barely touched the floor last season, Mitchell now looks like a veteran-caliber creator who understands pace, timing, and manipulation on a level far beyond his experience. His scoring bursts are efficient and poised, his decision-making crisp, and his defensive impact shockingly advanced. The Thunder are allowing over 10 fewer points per 100 possessions when he's on the floor, making him the team's most impactful defender by on-off numbers. He reads the game like a seasoned playoff contributor, keeps the offense flowing, and calmly creates advantages without forcing the issue. There are already whispers that he could challenge for a starting spot someday, but Oklahoma City doesn't need him to do that. What they need what he provides, is exactly the kind of steady, intelligent production off the bench that championship teams dream of. The astonishing part of all, this is not that the Thunder look like contenders. It's that they look complete. They are dominant without being fully healthy. They are winning without their ideal rotation. They are crushing an unforgiving schedule without their second-best player even stepping on the court. And now, with the softest part of their schedule approaching, the conversation turns toward possibilities that once sounded ridiculous. 70 wins. 2, more than last year's 68. A feat only 2 teams in NBA history have achieved. With their combination of depth, star power, defensive structure, and youth, nothing feels impossible. They are equipped for the regular season, but more importantly, they are built for April-May. In June, they have the experience of champions, the hunger of a young core, and the stability of a defensive system that travels into hostile arenas and crushes superstar-led offenses. Whether this becomes a historic season remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, the Oklahoma City Thunder are not just good, they might be on the verge of something truly legendary. Before you go, let me know what you think. Are the Thunder truly the best team in basketball, or do you believe another contender can stop them when the postseason pressure hits? Can SGA sustain this MVP LO dominance? Will Chet push for All-NBA status? Drop your thoughts in the comments, join the conversation, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next deep dive. Your support helps bring more stories, more analysis, and more high-quality content straight to your screen.